All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we're going to turn a super chaotic family trip into a masterclass on navigating air travel. We'll break down all the essential words and steps you need to know, all by following one family's very relatable, very rushed journey.
So, where does our story start? With these 6 little words, the ones that can send a jolt of absolute panic through any traveler on the morning of their flight. This isn't just a sentence, it's the starting gun for a frantic race against the clock.
And that's the big question, isn't it? How do you get from that oh no moment to finally relaxing on vacation? Well, the answer is a wild ride of panic, a bunch of specific procedures, and some really particular English vocabulary that can literally mean the difference between making your flight or missing it.
Okay, first things first. Before our family even gets to the airport, they have to face the first boss level, just getting out of the house. This first section is all about that initial, high-stress scramble to the door.
And just look at this timeline. Waking up at 7:30 for a 10 a.m. flight? Whoa. That leaves them only 2.5 hours to get everybody ready, finish packing, get to the airport, and get through it. Talk about cutting it close. Every single second is going to matter here.
You know, it's funny what becomes a top priority in a moment of panic, right? This checklist is just perfect. You've got the absolute must-haves, passports and tickets, right alongside the personal essentials, coffee for the parents, and a favorite monkey toy for the kid. In a rush, you really find out what you can't live without.
All right, so they're in the taxi, they've escaped the house, now for the real test, the airport. This is where knowing the right words, cracking the airport code is everything.
And boom, the first keyword, terminal. The taxi driver asks which one, and the dad says Terminal 3. This is their starting point inside this massive airport. And let me tell you, this is a huge deal. Big airports can have tons of terminals, and going to the wrong one is a mistake you do not want to make. Always, always double-check your terminal number before you leave home.
So, once you're inside the right terminal, what's next? It's basically a 4-step mission. You've got to find the airline counter, check in your bags, make it through security, and then find your gate. It's a path, and you have to follow it in that exact order.
First up on that mission is check-in. This is where you make it official with the airline. And here's a game-changing tip. A lot of airlines let you check in online 24 hours before your flight. Seriously, doing that can save you a ton of time at the airport, especially if you only have carry-on bags.
And look at this, a small victory at the check-in counter. Their heaviest suitcase clocks in at 24 kilograms, just under the airline's limit. Phew, they dodged a bullet there. Which is a great reminder for all of us. Always check the airline's baggage weight allowance before you start packing. Those overweight fees are no joke.
After they check in, they get this all-important piece of paper, the boarding pass. This little thing is your golden ticket. It has all the crucial info you need, what gate to go to next, and what seat you'll be in when you get on the plane. Do not lose this.
And I just love this. The daughter, Anna, she just gets it. Oh, like a ticket to the sky. It's so true, isn't it? It's so much more than just a piece of paper. It's the key that unlocks the whole adventure of flying.
Okay, so they've battled through check-in and the security lines, and now, for the first time all morning, they can actually take a breath. This is that weird pre-flight limbo, you know? Just waiting, maybe a little worrying, and apparently fueling up with French fries.
In this quiet moment, they can kind of take stock of what they got right. And notice what's on this list: passports and tickets. Here's a travel rule you should never, ever break. These documents always go in your carry-on bag, the one that stays with you on the plane. Never, ever put them in your checked luggage. Just don't.
But of course, that morning rush, it wasn't without its casualties. A couple of really key items for a tropical vacation got left behind on the kitchen counter. It's a classic traveler mistake. If this happens to you, most airports have shops where you can buy the stuff, but just be ready to pay a little extra for it. And then you hear it, that voice over the airport speakers, their final call to action. That's the signal. The waiting is officially over, and the last part of their airport journey is about to start. Time to head to the gate. And just like that, they're on the plane. We're in a whole new environment now, with a whole new set of words and experiences. Everybody's buckled in, and the adventure is finally, really about to begin.
You know, takeoff is such a powerful feeling, but you don't need any technical terms to understand it. The kid's simple observation just says it all. Look, the ground's getting smaller. It's that simple, and it's that amazing.
So mid-flight, the plane starts to bump and shake a bit. Now, that can feel pretty alarming if you don't know what it is. It's called turbulence, and really, it's just a plane moving through some pockets of unstable air. It's totally normal. And this is just genius parenting. The dad gives his kids this perfect, calming comparison. He says it's like driving on a bumpy road. He takes something that feels scary and relates it to something familiar and not threatening at all. It's a brilliant way to handle it.
Okay, touchdown. They've made it through the flight. The plane has landed safely in Costa Rica. But wait, there's one final funny little challenge waiting for them in the arrivals hall.
So they're looking for their driver, scanning all the signs with names on them. They spot one, but it's not quite right. The sign says Emmy Watson, not Emma. It leads to this moment of confusion and then a good laugh. And it's a great reminder to always have the direct phone number for your driver or hotel, just in case something like this happens.
And this is why the mom's attitude is just perfect. She immediately reframes the little mistake. It's not an error, it's not an inconvenience, it's the very first memory of their adventure. It's a funny story to kick off the vacation.
And that really gets to the heart of their whole journey, doesn't it? Perfection isn't the point of travel. Sometimes the best parts, the parts